Hey, welcome. Have you ever looked around and wondered why some people make affiliate marketing look so easy, while so many others just spin their wheels and get nowhere? Well, in this explainer, we're going to break down the exact three-part system the top earners use. And the best part? You can start using it today, even if you have zero technical skills. Let's dive in.
So, let's start with the big, tough question, because it's the one that really matters. Why do so many people, we're talking 95%, fail to make money online? You've heard the success stories, but maybe you've also felt that sinking feeling of frustration when it's just not working for you. What is really going on?
And here it is. This is the aha moment that changes the whole game. It is so easy to blame the product you chose, or the market, or your timing, but honestly, the real problem is almost always simpler. Most people are just missing a proven step-by-step system. They don't have a roadmap to follow.
Okay, so where do we begin? The first part of this system is all about understanding why affiliate marketing is, by far, the perfect place for beginners to start. It's really designed to get you in the game without all the usual headaches of starting a business from scratch.
I mean, just think about how different this is from a regular job. You don't have to create a single product. You don't have to deal with customer service calls. Your income is based on your performance, not just trading hours for a fixed paycheck. This is how you start to leverage your time to build something that can pay you even when you're not actively working on it.
This quote just nails it. You get all the benefits of being an entrepreneur, the freedom, the scalability, but you get to skip all the risk and hassle of creating something from nothing. Your only job is to be that crucial link, that skilled connector.
All right, let's get into the second key part of the system. See, not all products are created equal. If you really want to supercharge your earnings, you've got to focus on what I call the digital gold mine. Let's look at why digital products are in a whole other league.
Just look at that number. Seriously, commissions on digital products can start at 50% and often go way higher, even over 100% on some front-end offers. You just don't see margins like that anywhere else, especially not with physical goods. This right here is where that life-changing income potential really kicks in.
And in case you're thinking, oh, this must be some tiny niche market, think again. This number, $1.5 billion, that's how much just a single marketplace, ClickBank, has paid out to its affiliates. The money is there. The market is huge, it's established, and it's waiting for you.
And you know, it's not just about those amazing commissions. Digital products have these huge strategic advantages. You can find offers that pay you recurring commissions month after month. They usually solve problems that people always need help with. We call that evergreen demand. And with everything going digital, this market is only getting bigger and bigger.
Okay, so we've got our business model, affiliate marketing. We've got our product type, digital. Now this last part, this is the engine. This is what makes the whole thing go. It is the one skill that truly separates the successful 5% from the struggling 95%. And that skill is promotion.
So take a look at this chart. It shows how affiliates are getting the word out. You see the big players, right? SEO, social media, blogging. Most people are doing that. They work, for sure, but they're also super crowded. But now, look down at that smaller slice. Email marketing. Only about 37% are really focused on it. And that might make it seem less important, but that's where the secret opportunity is hiding.
Because here's the thing, the affiliates who master email, they're the ones who are absolutely crushing it. This is the real insider secret. While everyone else is chasing temporary traffic spikes on social media, the top pros are in that 37%, quietly building an asset that they actually own. An email list gives you the power to generate income basically on demand. It's your long-term moneymaker.
So now that we know what works, we have to talk about the flip side. Understanding the traps is just as important as knowing the strategies. This is the stuff you have to avoid at all costs.
This quote right here perfectly describes something called shiny object syndrome. It's that constant temptation to think the next hot product is going to be the magic bullet. But the real problem isn't the product, it's the lack of promotion skills. This is a trap that makes people quit right before they're about to succeed.
This slide lays it out perfectly. You've got two paths. On the left, you have the chaos of chasing shiny objects, always starting over, always looking for a shortcut. And on the right, you have the power of a proven system, mastering one thing, focusing on your skills, and taking consistent action every single day. The choice is pretty clear, right?
Okay, so you're probably thinking, this sounds great, but how do I put it all together without getting totally overwhelmed? Well, the key is to not reinvent the wheel. You can leverage a proven system that's already built for success. Just imagine that for a second. A system that already has the technical stuff handled. The product is there, the sales process is built. This frees you up to put 100% of your focus on the one single skill that actually pays the bills: promotion. It's all about removing the biggest roadblocks so you can start seeing results.
So, what's your job in all of this? Well, it really boils down to these 3 incredibly simple steps. You follow the instructions, you stay consistent with your daily actions, and then you get to watch as the results start to build on themselves. It's that straightforward.
And this is the core takeaway I really want you to remember. It all starts with those small, daily actions. That consistency builds a habit, that habit becomes your personal system, and that system is what will deliver those predictable, long-term results you're looking for.
So we'll leave you with this final thought. A proven system, that's a constant. It's designed to work. The products, the commissions, the process, they're all set. The only thing that can possibly change the outcome is you. Your focus, your consistency, your decision to show up. You are the variable. So the only question is, are you ready to be the one that makes all the difference?
Freedom ain't the weekend. It's a mindset. It's that moment you realize your time is the real currency. We don't clock out. We cash in on purpose. Welcome to Freedom Friday. With vision, Friday end with proof. I ain't build no luck, I built the truth. 17 weeks, no breaks, no flinch. Consistency, my cloth, can't tear an inch. The grind feels sacred when you know your lane. Turn struggle to syllabus, pressure to gain. I used to chase weekends, now I own my days. Design my time, redefine pay. Boss of my rhythm, freedom in sight. Every scroll I wrote got another so right. They talk hustle, but they miss the plan. Work for peace, that's the real demand. From the live to the link to the legacy taught. I ain't sold out, I sold thoughts that bought. Every small trickle now flows like rain. Freedom Friday, I broke those chains.
It's Freedom Friday, we made it through the grind. Oh yeah, time to free your peace of mind. Let go that fear, we rise and strive. Strong all we rise.
I earn my rest cause I earn my grind. Peace ain't cheap when you bought your time. Every no I heard was a lesson taught. Every delay was a seed I bought. From comment credits to crowns of faith. Freedom Friday ain't a date, it's a state. Made discipline sexy, consistency cool. I ain't follow they trend, I rewrote the rule. Hustle, berry, sing the souls back home. While I talk numbers on the microphone. Edutainment the vibe, we built this bridge. Music meet money on the same bridge. Friday ain't weak, it's strong by design. Freedom the fruit of a disciplined mind. Celebrate now, we ain't done by far. We ain't chasing weekends, we chasing stars.
It's Freedom Friday, we made it through the grind. Oh yeah, time to free your peace of mind. Let go that fear, we rise and strive. Strong all week now.
They say the grind don't sleep, I let peace work shift. I ain't burnt out, I refine my gift. Scroll after scroll, turn story to seed. Now faith pay interest on everything I lead. I ain't waiting on Friday to feel alive. Every day now got that freedom vibe. No clock in, no boss tone calling. Self-made CEO of my morning. Used to measure worth by the payday sums. Now I measure peace by how calm I become. From dark weeks to bright ends we grow. Freedom ain't luck, it's what we know. Built my legacy off discipline, say. Now every Friday feels like heaven's pay. Hustle, bear, legendary, harmonize. Freedom Friday, we monetize the rise.
It's Freedom Friday, we made it through the grind. Oh yeah, time to free your peace of mind. Strong all week now, watch us fly. It's Freedom Friday, we built
rescue team before this get any worse.
This ain't a backdrop, it's a movie I direct. Every scar got a roll, every loss got a set. Lights on the truth, I don't shoot for effect. I turn pain into scenes the world won't forget. No permission slips, no waiting on chance. I cut the fear out the frame, let the vision advance. If life wrote the script, I rewrote the intent. Welcome to the mindset, movie studio mindset. I ain't standing at a screen, I'm standing in control. Whole studio in my reach, every button got a goal. They taught us consume, never taught us create. So I flipped the equation, turned delay into fate. Every failure got
I give you food for action, don't choke on the truth. This lesson I prepare was made just for you. Feast up, I'll keep serving till the pot run dry. Got enough cooking to feed the whole country, no lie. Too many flavors, you know, I got what you like. Don't start beefing with me, you won't win this fight. If you come in peace, keep your teeth intact. I got a plan to get this cake, come grab a stack. Life could be sweet, if you listen you'll see. Food for action on a platter, served fresh by me. I'm serving knowledge on plates, got the recipe down. A blend of hustle and wisdom, that's my sound. I'm feeding the masses, no crumbs, full course. But if you bring nothing to the table, find the door. Stop acting like you got beef, it won't taste right. This flavor's reserved for those ready.
Okay, family, we are live. We are live. And once again, I want to welcome you guys back to another episode of the Hustlers 10-Minute a Day Challenge. Today is Strong 44, day 5, and we are right at 13 minutes into today's challenge. And yes, just as the theme song, stated, today is Freedom Friday. So today, I just want to have a little bit of fun. I want to talk to you guys as I pull the curtain back a little bit so that we expose the most valuable document in all of online marketing, right? But I want to have some fun today. I want to share with you guys one of my projects that I've been working on for a while. So I have a catalog. I was inspired by the best, and the best in the world. They said back in the day, never go to war until you got your mind right and your money right. And I believe I got my mind right. The money is getting there. It's getting there. Working on the money aspect every single day. Of course, building my online business and doing the things necessary in order to control and be able to make that part of wealth creation, the financial wealth situation, in order to make that manifest, right? But building a catalog, having something that you can just, blast out to the world, be able to share your message in various ways. I've been building a catalog. Now, I've been building a catalog so much that it actually, my hard drive on my laptop is almost full. So just the other day, I had to order from Amazon a new hard drive. So I ordered a 2 terabyte hard drive so that I can, back up my current information and make sure that I have that for the future. I don't want to delete stuff. I don't want to get rid of it because it still might come in handy later on in the future. And to be able to have a catalog just to go back to, be able to share with whoever might come after me, is something that's very valuable. So your message that you have to share with the world, that's something that can be a powerful thing. But you can't just let it die with you. Have a way of backing it up. Have a way of archiving what it is that you're doing so that you can share with, the person that's going to take over, or the people, the group of people, the community of people that might want to step up to the plate and be able to share your message. They might not have or they might not feel as though they have the right words to be able to express your message. So back up whatever it is that you have to share so that you can be able to provide that information to them and let them spread it around so that the message never dies. Now, I want to talk to you guys a little bit about what happened in yesterday's live. It was one of those situations that's never happened before, but of course, we always expect, you know, unforeseen events. And of course, it always happens at the least opportune moments. You know, when you're feeling real good, once when you start getting into that positive vibe, you start really getting going. And I feel like after 44 strong weeks of doing the Hustlers 10-minute a day challenge, I'm feeling like I'm still just getting into my groove. I'm still getting into my vibe. Yeah, 44 weeks is a long time for some people, but some people like to rush the process. They want immediate results. They want to be able to become an expert overnight. But I understand that through my journey or through any journey, it takes time. It takes commitment. It takes consistency, and nothing happens overnight. And sometimes it can seem like you're doing something for so long, and then towards that ending point of it, you can still get light bulb moments. You can still get a reignition of inspiration. So I recently celebrated my birthday, and that gave me a light bulb moment. This week in general has given me a resurgence, a renewed sense of um, purpose. And with that renewed sense of purpose, it gave me, a little bit more, energy. Like I said on, was it Monday's live or Tuesday's live? I feel like, you know, a newborn baby just coming out to the world and ready to do everything. Can't walk, can't run yet, but, you know, out here ready to explore everything, crawl, do whatever it is possible just to get to the next level. And just like in life in general, whenever you start to get on a positive path, there's always going to be opposition. There's always a yin and a yang factor. There's always going to be a positive and negative force. So the better you do, just realize that there's going to be obstacles. You might get a promotion at your job, you might get a raise, you might get some type of recognition, but then next thing you know, you get some bad news somewhere. You get a call. Somebody's in trouble. You get a raise, the next thing you know, somebody's calling and they need money. So it's always dueling sides and dueling situations. So yesterday in particular, for the first time, we going live. I'm giving this valuable information as I always do. And I'm not saying anything too much different from what I normally say. But for some reason, Facebook, it hears something else. It hears something else that, I don't believe I said, or it hears something else that, might have been interpreted the wrong way. And in the midst of my live, I get a message. Matter of fact, before the message came, I use OBS to stream, and I'm multi-streaming right now. So to multiple platforms, Facebook and YouTube. So I see that OBS disconnects from Facebook. So my connection is lost. And I'm like, okay, I've seen it disconnect before and then reconnect. Sometimes the signal issues or the disconnect, reconnect. And I'm looking as I'm talking to you guys, and I don't see it reconnect. Then I actually see my Facebook live screen, which normally shows, what's going on. It's blank. And I'm like, okay, that's new. That never happened before. I'm waiting for that, thinking that, okay, the screen is going to refresh, but it never does. And then I start getting notifications saying that my live stream has been ended, and that, all of these messages, my account has, I violated something, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, whoa, violation. How is that? But I keep going anyway. And that was a learning lesson. That was one of those situations that 44 weeks ago, before I started the live challenge, those were one of those type of situations where I used to worry about things going wrong. Either one of the main things I used to worry about is being live and then having my phone just ring and just getting disturbances, having, an anomaly happen, car crash outside or whatever, somebody come knocking on the door or whatever, unexpected guests. I used to worry about that a lot. But I never thought about yesterday's situation. And like I said, it's always the unexpected things that can happen and that often happens. But rather than, get frazzled and, freak out, I've grown accustomed to the idea that things happen. Nothing's ever perfect. And with things never being perfect, I embrace that. It just becomes another challenge. It just becomes something that's part of the journey. And I've seen it happen before recently on a live with one of my business partners. When he first launched this amazing opportunity, or I should say the relaunch of this amazing opportunity, where we launched a new site and he went live for the first time in that site within his own ecosystem. And it took a while. The live stream froze. You had to keep refreshing the page in order to get the live stream to restart. And that lasted for about 15 minutes or so. And he said to myself, man, this is a great learning experience. Even though we were supposed to be there to hear him speak and educate us on the new advancements, the new websites, and everything like that, I mentioned to you guys back then at the time when it occurred that this was one of the best parts of the training because it showed a person having to go through adversity, having to go through a challenge, an unexpected challenge. And it showed the resilience of a person and their ability to keep moving forward, as Rocky would say, right? Sylvester Stallone. The ability to get hit with a situation and keep moving forward. So yesterday's situation for me was one of those moments. It had me reflecting on, all of the times where, you know, I worried about things not going perfect. And I wouldn't even put myself in the situation of getting started in order to see if it would go perfect or not. I would avoid even starting the process for fear that something was going to happen. And I don't even know what I was thinking would happen if something did go wrong. What would be the end result? If someone knocks on the door, if I get an unexpected guest, what then? What happens then? And I want you guys to think about it as I hear a siren now. You guys probably can't hear the siren because headphones might be noise canceling, but that was an ambulance that just drove by. So somebody might be experiencing a tragedy right now, a bad experience. And now I hear another siren going by. And let's see what this is. Fire truck. So you can't make this stuff up. You can't make this stuff up. There are going to be things that occur in your life and in your business that causes you to, stop and have to refocus, to stop and, have to deal with those situations as they come. But that's part of the excitement. That's part of knowing that you're human. And the fact that, we're talking about a situation and then what happens? We get sirens. What happened? Nothing. It didn't end in tragedy. As Les Brown said, I didn't die. I'm still here. Hopefully, you guys are still here if you're watching live. And if you're watching live, I want you to put a one in the comment section. And if you're watching on replay, I want you to put a two in the comment section so that I know how you're watching this broadcast. But I want you to think about that on this Freedom Friday. I want you to have a sense of freedom when it comes to taking on new challenges and taking advantage of everything that you have the opportunity to take advantage of. Never live in fear of starting something because you're worried about the worst thing happening. Every day there's going to be something that occurs, and you just have to roll with it. A lot of people in social media, they make money and they make a living off of tragedy, not just somebody else's tragedy, but their own personal tragedy. People go live and broadcast the bad things that are going on in their lives on a daily basis. And those are special people. They're able to sit, talk to people. They might have thousands or millions of viewers that's watching them go through a situation, and they have the strength to share that information with the world. And a lot of times I look for content like that, not just because I want to see somebody going through a tragedy or anything like that, but I want to see how they handle it. Some people cry on screen. Some people, lose their mind while they're going through the process, and they share that with the world. Not to be laughed at, not to be judged, but for people to see that there's a human being human, having a human interaction. And once you get comfortable and understand that you're also a human, and that what it is that you have to share with the world is just as valuable as what anyone else has to share, then hopefully you'll have the courage and the confidence to do what is necessary. Now, in online marketing, what's necessary is that you need to market your product, your service, and more importantly, you need to market yourself. You're your number one brand. You're the hero in your story. So whether you laugh, you cry, you stutter, you do whatever it is that makes you unique, I always tell you that there's an audience of people that are looking for you and that will love you no matter what condition you have. And 9 times out of 10, a lot of these people have conditions that might be similar or even worse than yours, and they're looking for a hero, somebody that they can see themselves in and say, hey, if they can do it and they're encouraging me to do it, then I can do it also. So I want to encourage you guys on this Freedom Friday to be a light bulb moment for someone. And I also want to, it's so many things that I can talk about. And if you know me, you know I could be long winded about things that I'm passionate about. I'm passionate about this industry of online marketing. And I think I'm even more passionate about personal development. See, when I got started in this industry, it was mainly about making money online until I started to attend trainings and, you know, coaching sessions, mentoring sessions, and started to, you know, listen to audio books constantly, started to, get familiar with the well-known people and the not so well-known people and different perspectives and how the mind works and how this industry and life in general is 90+% mindset. I've seen people who have become successful with no arms, no legs, and they've been able to make a successful life for themselves. Whereas another person with all of their limbs, perfect teeth, you know, chiseled body, best physique, everything like that, and they still not be able to make it happen for themselves. So it's not about the physical, it's not about how you show up physically. It's all about how you show up for yourself mentally in order to get yourself ready and to train yourself and to prepare yourself for life, the life that you want to live. Now, I want to switch gears a little bit. I want to talk about a story that I came across, and I'm just going to open up that new tab as usual just to see what's trending, what's the stories out here. And there's always something new to pull from, some new information. That's interesting right there. You know, they say everything that's old becomes new again. So this one right here says Gen Z is engineering an analog future, and it's at least a $5 billion opportunity. So look at that. A lot of the young people nowadays, they don't even know what that is that this person is holding up. And that's crazy. I never thought that I would get to an age where I would see something and be like, okay, I remember that. Man, they don't make things like that anymore. And then to think that there are people who never experienced this, have no idea what this might possibly be. A cassette, what we used to use to play music on. And of course, there was other, iterations of that before the cassette, right? So imagine the people that are even older and they say they remember the record player, the 8 track, all those type of inventions that have kind of faded away. But nowadays, people are looking for something new. And it doesn't necessarily have to be something new, but it just has to be new to you. And there's a whole generation, as it shows here, Gen Z, a new generation who hasn't been able to experience these things, and it's interesting to them. Imagine, or just think about this, when it comes to technology and some of the best inventions, it's only been a matter of, let's say, 100 years that a lot of these things, that technology, real usable, fun technology, has been invented. 100 years, let's say. Let's say going back to the first radio, first TV, first recording devices, all of the things that we kind of piggyback off of nowadays when it comes to communication and being able to have visual enjoyment, visual and sound enjoyment. All of those inventions are not even, let's say, 100 years old. But the average person, let's say the Gen Z, not sure what exact age range they are in, but let's say between 20 and 30 years old, they aren't aware or haven't experienced, let's say, about 70 years worth of technology, worth of advances. And some people, in their 70s, 80s, some people in their 90s, they've been able to experience the majority of this technology revolution and the evolution. So this becomes exciting. The old stuff becomes new. That might be an interesting article to read about. But today I just wanted to talk about something else. I pulled up another article. It might not still be in the feed, but I opened it up in a new tab just in case, right? Just being prepared, knowing that things happen, stories refresh. But I want to ask you guys this question. Since we're in the day and age of AI technology, are you willing to allow AI to become your therapist, your spokesperson, your overall mentor, coach, director, whatever you want to call it, of what it is that you do on a daily basis? Are you ready to allow AI to kind of fully take over? Some people are. Some people are ready to let AI do 100% of the work for them and the thinking. So that brings us to a story that I just came across. Now, it doesn't have a key takeaway section, but let's start off with the title. Starbucks uses ChatGPT to suggest drinks based on mood as expert warns of hidden downsides. So, AI is taking over just about every aspect of life. But did you think about it actually affecting what you drink on a daily basis, or determining what you drink based off of your mood? So AI can really process a lot of things so much faster than humans, and it can become your therapist. It could, you know, kind of diagnose you. It can identify what it is that you're going through and use that information and take action on it. And that's powerful. That's why it's so powerful, because it's one of the only things that we have that can get information, helpful, valuable information, and that will immediately turn it into something usable. AI doesn't just sit and, ponder on things for days and weeks and months and say, I might give an answer. I might do this. I might do that. AI is so instantaneous that you give it an idea, a thought, it goes to work. It takes action. And that's one of the biggest issues that people have with it. The biggest issues that a lot of people have with AI is that it does what they are not willing to do, or what the majority of people aren't willing to do. The majority of people aren't willing to see helpful information and take immediate action. And even before AI, that's how the world worked. The most successful people in the world were, somewhat like AI. You know, they were AI before AI was AI. They got information, they read something, they saw something, and they said, okay, I like that. Let me take action. They were presented with an opportunity to take part in a business or whatever, and they said, okay, let me take action in this business. Let me get started today. Let me do it. They were the first AI. So, of course, in turn, they took action and they reaped the rewards. They became millionaires and billionaires. The difference between people who are successful and people who are not successful is kind of pretty simple. It's the difference between people that just sit and think about things as compared to people that, look at it and take action. Understand it, then take action. Read about it, then take action. So we are a action driven world, and the rewards come to the action takers. So just to read a little bit about this article, it says, not sure what to order at Starbucks. The company is now using ChatGPT to help customers decide. Now, if you need help deciding on what to drink, coffee, tea, green tea, red tea, a black tea, or Earl Grey, if you're going through different moods, if you are a little depressed and you want something that's going to help you relax, you might get that Earl Grey. If you're having a hard time sleeping at night, then you might, get that chamomile. If you need to stay up and do some business, create some content, then you might have that double espresso shot. There's different beverages that can help with different situations. And now they're going to have the use of ChatGPT to help customers decide. So it says the Seattle headquartered coffee giant announced Tuesday that it's begun testing a beta app within ChatGPT to help with beverage customization. So seems like Starbucks is all in. Now, it makes me think about another story that I read yesterday or I saw on the news. I forget the name of the exact company, but it's a shoe company. They're known for making shoes. And they decided that they were going to jump into the AI arena. They invested in computer processors, I believe it was. And with them just making an investment in the computer processors, not to say that, hey, they're getting out of the shoe industry. They're still in the shoe industry, but they decided to make a investment into AI that would help, you know, in the processing of AI data, because the computer chips are known to process data faster than, the alternate option of, you know, processing. However the story went. But the main result of that was that that company's stock rose over 500%. So they went from being a known shoe company to jumping into AI, making an investment in AI, and their stock rose 500%. Now, it might not stay that way because once again, they're not a AI company. They decided to do this one thing that might continue to be an ongoing investment. But with the world understanding how big and how important AI is, the world took notice of this company that took action, and it gave them results, a 500% increase in their stock. The rewards go to the action takers. And Starbucks, now let's say, looking at this is very helpful information. It's helpful information to the right person. And some people who are in specific industries, let's talk about it. We just mentioned it. Stocks. People who want to get into the stock market, a lot of people who want to make money in stocks and different things like that. A lot of people throw around crypto and all that kind of stuff, and then they try to look at it as possibly a scam. No, these things aren't scams. These things are ways in which people are making better lives for themselves. But it takes more than just you making a decision and jumping into something. It takes research. It takes you learning and being willing to learn specific skills in order to make those opportunities work. So with this right here, if I was in that particular industry, this right here for the right person might lead to the proper, lead to a amazing win if they decided to take action on Tuesday. So Tuesday, this was announced. And for the people that keep up with this type of information, they look at the information as I stated, and then they take immediate action. I can imagine. Well, let's just do a search. Let's just do a search. Let's just see if my theory. Let's see. Let's just see. So I just looked up Starbucks stock. And since today is Friday, let's go back 5 days. Let's go back. Let's see. 5 days or so. It was the 13th. That was my birthday. So Monday. And then let's say this right here had to be Tuesday, right? 14th. This is when the decision was made, right? What happened? What happened? Did the stock go up or did the stock go down? Well, as you can see, the stock went up. The stock started to go up. And look where it's at right here. 17th, right? So it's at a real high point. What do you think is the reason why? What do you think, after what we've been talking about, what do you think was partly the reason why? Now, just like I said about that other company, that shoe company, right? More than likely their stock won't stay up because they're not an AI company. They are a shoe company that decided to invest, to make an investment into AI. So of course, they got that bump. But now that, just like with a lot of things, human nature, and this is how you got to look at things. When it comes to human nature, people tend to always want to look for the newest shiny object. So today's news, you know, is exciting. And then a new story come out and then people get this, they just got to jump to the newest thing. That's just human nature, right? So as we can see right here, right from the 14th, that was Tuesday. Look at that massive jump. What happened to this company on Tuesday? What did they decide to do? Now, for the right person who's focusing on this stuff, this is the real way that you do things. This is the real way that you make things work. You make things work by becoming an expert in your particular field. See, I'm not an expert when it comes to the stock market or anything like this. So this is not any type of financial, you know, recommendation or anything like that. What I'm recommending is that you start to work on and develop your mindset. Because I can apply my mindset to just about anything in the world. Because the proper mindset helps with things universally. So if I wanted to take my knowledge and apply it to rocket science, which I have no idea about, I can apply it to rocket science because I have a specific type of mindset that allows me to apply this universal skill, this universal knowledge to just about anything. And that's what I'm here to offer you. I'm offering you the opportunity to learn, to grow and develop so that you can use the information that you have and your new mindset to apply it to anything that you want. Now, imagine if you were here and you got in right at the beginning of this announcement. If you've been keeping up with this company, you say, hey, they doing this, and we know that this is a popular industry, and you got in, boom, and you rode it to here. That's a win, right? That's a win. Now, the only other thing is, the only other problem, this is why things aren't guaranteed. So you can't just stop with that knowledge. You have to understand how things work. You have to understand how, tech works, how, investments work. You have to know also about human nature and mindset. So no matter what business you're in, if you're promoting a product or service to your specific niche of people, you still have to understand their mindset. You still have to understand that most people don't make a decision or a buy-in decision after seeing something one time. They procrastinate. They take their time. Unfortunately, they don't jump at an opportunity when they should jump at the opportunity. They wait and they say, oh, well, I'll do it tomorrow. 15th come, still looking good. I'll do it there. Then, nah, I don't wait. Okay, yeah, I'm glad I didn't get in. Yeah, right there. And then, now it's up here. You waited 5 whole days to do something that action takers would have took action on maybe on the 13th. They might have knew that, hey, tomorrow they're going to make this announcement. This is going to be a major announcement that they're planning on making. You might have been a person that's been already researching this particular company, knowing that, hey, they're working on an inside project, they're doing this, that, and the third. And once when they make this announcement, things are going to change. So you might have been the person that was back here on the 13th saying, hey, I already know that they about to make this announcement. So I'm going to take action right here. Right here. I'm going to take action right here. And then boom. That's what life is. Life is a series of looking at information, getting information, and taking action on information. Your ability to make a decision is what's keeping you in your current situation. And it's going to be what allows you to get out of your current situation. If it's a situation that um you're not enjoying, that's not good for you. Now, I want to just go back to, you know, our dashboard of an amazing opportunity that I share with you guys on a daily basis, right? This is something that's available to everyone, and it's constantly available within this document, within the most valuable document in online marketing. And like I said, it's so valuable because it contains the opportunity. It contains the opportunity within one click to take advantage of an opportunity that can allow you to get the necessary skills needed to learn, to develop yourself, to possibly put yourself in position to win. Now, if you've been looking at this for a couple of days, a couple of weeks, a couple of months, and you haven't taken action, you haven't done what's necessary, then you might miss that moment. You might miss that Starbucks like moment, right? Now, I didn't look at the stocks beforehand, so I didn't know exactly what it was going to show, but I knew what it was going to show. And I knew what it was going to show because I understand how things work. That's all I'm trying to tell you. That's what I'm trying to share with you guys. All you have to do is learn how things work, and then you can apply it to everything you want to have in life. And it requires an investment. Yes, this right here required Starbucks to make an investment into something that allowed them to get those results. They didn't just say, hey, give me Chat GPT for free and it's free. I'm gonna use it and I'm gonna do this, that, and the third. No, they decided to acquire the uses of Chat GPT. I'm pretty sure they got their own personal accounts, probably multiple accounts. They probably on the highest paid plan. Not only are they on the highest paid plan possibly, but they created a group, a team of employees to actually use it and research it enough to implement it into a tool. So that means that they took their resources, they had a group of employees that they had to pay. They invested in those employees. Those employees, they probably could have had serving you drinks. Hey, just telling you pick something. Could have had them in a restaurant just saying, hey, just pick something. We just want your money. Just buy something. But no, they diverted those assets to developing a specific app that's going to help them generate more income. So one more thing, it says here, the recommendations can be tailored to your taste, mood, and goals, according to the Starbucks app. That's powerful right there. That's some powerful information. How do you use that? Well, we talk about some of the most important things that it takes to be successful when it comes to building an online business. When you're talking to your specific audience, You have to understand, what are their tastes? What is it that they like? What is it that they want to see? What is it that they want to hear about? What makes them move? What influences their mood? Some people, you know, the name of the game in marketing is engagement. And some people will only engage in your content if your content puts them in a specific mood. If it ticks them off, if it makes them mad, then they might put that angry emoji. That's cool. That's engagement. The algorithm still loves that because it says, oh, this person had an emotional outburst enough to take action. Their mood influenced them to take action, to say, hey, I don't like this. Even though they didn't like it, in order to not like something, you have to what? Either taste it, view it, read about it. You have to engage with it in order to see and decide whether you like it or not. So whether you like it or you hate it, it doesn't matter. You had an emotional moment. Your mood was affected by the content, and it caused you to stay longer, be mad, focus on it, think about it like, hey, do I want to comment on this? Yeah, I want to comment. I want to put the angry emoji. And then, I want to put a comment in the chat like, yo, this was real messed up. I didn't like what you did. I didn't like this, that, and the third or whatever. But it got things moving and it got the conversation going. And then this one word right here, one of the most important things, the thing that actually encourages a person to make a buying decision, to actually acquiring your product or your service. Goals. What is your target audience's goal? Do they want to be able to build a business as fast as possible? Do they not have tech skills, but they still want to be able to make money? So are you sharing with them a way that they can possibly do that with as little tech knowledge as possible? Or are you sharing with them something that's going to take them, having a degree, an expertise in something? You know, you give them a taste, you attract them with what their taste in content, you affect their mood, and then you speak to their goals. What is it that they want to achieve? So this right here, this one line is powerful. What Starbucks actually did was they invested into a system that is specifically tailored to influence their audience, their taste, mood, and goals. So hopefully you guys have gotten a light bulb moment. And I know I often say this, but I truly believe it. I provide some of the best content and training you will ever see. I do it in a way that nobody else does, and I do it that way because nobody else does it. I've identified with a lot of people who have certain skills and talents, and they're great at what they do. And I say, hey, to myself, hey, I'm not going to step on their foot. I'm not going to try to be them or be better at being them than they are. That's not my purpose. That's not my mission. My mission and my purpose is to be the best version of me that I can possibly be. And that's for me to be able to provide the value unlike anybody else. And I believe I'm doing that. I believe I'm getting better at that each and every day because what's meant for me is meant for me. My delivery, my style, the way I look at things, the way I present knowledge, the way I think, my personal mindset. I understand it's unlike most people that I know of. I don't think like everybody else. So therefore, I'm able to present information in a way that you won't be able to receive anywhere else. And now it's up to you to decide whether or not I'm the right person that you would want to partner with in order to help you achieve your goals. So, as we close out, I just want to share with you guys something. Within our amazing system, we have a live training that's going to be held tomorrow, Saturday, April 18th. It's going to be at 10 a.m. EST time, hosted by one of my business partners, Mr. Wayne Crow. This training is going to be the system unlock. Get to know OLSP, your first 7 days decoded. So 7 days, your first 7 days decoded. How would you like to know what the next 7 days of your life could look like all in one session? How you can actually take some information to turn the next 7 days of your life into something that look better than the last 7 days. So on this live training, it'll be a live walkthrough of everything OLSP has to offer. The mega link, live trainings, the community, and how members are earning their first commissions in days, not months. So if you're interested in learning how this could be something possible for you, no guarantees. We don't make guarantees on things that we can't guarantee. That's the one thing about me. I don't throw around fake numbers and things like that and fake promises. What I can promise you is the things that I can guarantee. I can teach you a whole lot about mindset, personal development, content creation, a lot of other things around that you can use to your benefit for whatever purposes you want. I can teach you a lot of things that most other people can't teach you about. And it's up to you to decide to take that information and take action. So once again, I hope you guys have enjoyed today's live. I look at the time, it's 10:03 a.m. EST time. So if you're ready, you have two things that you need to do, two action taking things that you need to do. First is the link to the most valuable document in all of online marketing is in the description of this video. All you have to do is just click that link and do what's necessary. And you need to comment hustle. Don't be afraid to comment hustle in the comment section. Let me know that you're here, you're listening, that you have a pulse, you have a spirit, you have a soul, that you're my target audience, that you're the type of person that's looking to take action because you want the rest of your life to be the best of your life. So you know what to do. I hope you guys take action. And we're going to close out this Freedom Friday like we often close it out. I want to play one of my favorite songs, which is, is really a hit for the summertime, right? And, it's one of our heroes, Miss Hustleberry. And let me just scroll through and find that particular video. Hopefully you guys know what that video is. It's going to be that vacation proof video, which is very inspiring, motivating, positive, something that you can listen to in your car while you're riding, something that you can listen to with your kids, something that is not detrimental, something that's uplifting, something that'll give you, just a feeling of empowerment. And that's going to help you on your Freedom Friday and throughout the week, or I should say throughout the strong end. But today is not the end. Today is just the beginning. So I want you to make sure that you're taking advantage of, if this is your Friday from work, then I want it to become your Monday for your business. Start your business, start doing what's necessary, and let's have some fun. So unlike other opportunities where things are so mundane and boring and stuff, cookie cutter, get access to the document and, you know, go through the challenge yourself. We have a challenge here actually, right? I know we scroll down sometimes, but we stay focused at the top a good majority of the time, but this is a complete document with some tools in here and a whole, system, a fun system that you can take advantage of and have fun with. Create your music. If you're part of the private group, I want you to share your music, create your music using the tools that we have. Download your music onto your device, your laptop. If you're doing business, hopefully you have a laptop, desktop, tablet at the least. You can use your cell phone, but, for real professionals, I say you need a laptop. Get serious, get real, because you're going to be creating content. You need to have a big enough screen and, the ability to edit and do the things necessary, right? I'm not going to tell you that things are easy. I'm going to tell you that things can be easier and it can be a lot more fun if you actually follow proven steps and you do what's necessary and you don't look for the easy way out. I'm not trying to give you the easy way out. I'm looking for real hustlers. I'm looking for people that's ready to put it in the work. And if you're not ready to put in the work, if you're not a real hustler, then you're not my target audience. Unfortunately, you in a whole nother category from me. You different. And you not like us, like Kendrick would say, right? So there's a space for you somewhere, but it's not here in the Hustleverse. So with that, do the challenge, do what's necessary. I'm gonna fade to the back and let's get this song started. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day.
Falling out the blue, but I can promise the sky gon' still turn new. Sunrise faithful, sun stay true. Same way to work gon' work for you. No fake dreams, no flashy proof. Just solid ground and a clearer view. What I teach don't fade when you step away. What I build with you, vacation proof. They sell beaches like it's freedom in the frame. Stock photo champagne, somebody else's name. But I've been on sand where the phone still ring. Bills don't pause just cause ocean waves sing. So I stopped selling pictures, started selling truth. If it can't last offline, it ain't bulletproof. I won't tell you life gon' change overnight, but I'll show you skills that compound with time. I can't promise ease, I can't promise tools. Ones that work at home or staring at views. I can't promise effort gon' sharpen your aim, and clarity gon' put respect on your name. Sun come up whether you hustle or not. Sun go down whether the posts go high. So I build something steady, simple and true. Not hype-based living, but vacant. I won't promise millions falling out the blue, but I promise sky gon' still turn new. Sunrise faithful, sun stay true. Same way to work gon' work for you. No fake dreams, no flashy proof. Just solid ground and a clearer view. What I teach don't fade when you step away. What I build with you, vacation proof. I seen folks sell freedom they never use. Always one call away from losing the groove. If you gotta babysit every result, that ain't freedom, that's a fragile wall. So I talk about systems, not fantasies. About habits that don't panic when you leave. I won't tell you set it and forget, but I'll teach you foundations that don't reset. Real tools, real skill, real repetition. That's how pressure turns into position. I don't sell escape, I sell understanding. So your income ain't based on constant demanding. Hit the beach, got Wi-Fi, cool, check the view. But if it don't, you still gon' make it through. That's peace, not just a backdrop cue. That's how you know it's vacation proof. I can't promise perfection or a stress-free life, but I can promise growth if you show up right. I can't promise riches without no work, but I can promise truth before I promise perk. I don't flex with captions, I flex with calm. Knowing things move even when I'm gone. I don't chase urgency, I teach direction. So effort turn into connection. You don't need a jet to feel alive. You need a plan that don't collapse with time. I want you confident without my voice. Able to move smart with your own choice. That's why I teach the why, not just the link. Teach you how to fish, not just what I think. If the only promise is trust me, friend, and the trust gon' break when the trend gon' end. So I anchor dreams and what I know is true. Sun gon' rise, sun gon' set, tools gon' work if you do. There's freedom rooted, not something you chase. It travels with you to every place. I won't promise millions falling out the blue, but I promise this sky gon' still turn new. Sunrise faithful, sun stay true. Same way to work gon' work for you. No fake dreams, no flashy proof. Just solid ground and a clearer view. What I teach don't fade when you step away. What we build together, vacation proof, vacation proof. Woke up to silence, dreams still heavy. Phone screen dry, but my vision stays steady. Mama said, baby, that job ain't your lane. But I clocked in anyway, chasing someone else's gain. That got me dancing with denial at night. Scrolling for hope, but it's hidden from sight. 10 minutes a day, sounded small at first, but in silence, even whispers can quench a thirst. Notebook in hand, wrote my future in ink. Mapped out my mission before I started to sink. Every post was a prayer, every share had weight. I wasn't selling a link, I was shifting fate. I found my rhythm in the quietest place, where hustle meant healing and grind meant grace. From the corner of doubt, I carved my space. Legacy ain't loud, but it wins the race. 10 minutes a day, brick by brick, built from the bottom, now the vision stick. No hype, no cap, just clarity. This ain't just income, it's legacy. Every click, every song I create etches my name where they can't erase. You can doubt, but you gon' see. 10 minutes a day turned into legacy. People laugh, said she doing too much. Till my PayPal pinged, then they changed up the touch. No big brand, no six-figure crew, just a mic, some lyrics, and a dream that grew. Tired of waiting for the gatekeeper's call, so I built my own stage, held my own hall. Suno on deck, that's the beat in my chest. GPT spitting like I'm born to impress. Said I'd never make it, cool, noted. But now my bars turn pain into coated. From broken branded, I ain't asked for fame. I asked for freedom and I claim my name now. Hustle berry on loop like healing chance. For the girls who grew up with limited chance. This is more than a challenge, it's breaking the chain. Cause 10 minutes a day rewired my brain. 10 minutes a day, brick by brick, built from the bottom, now the vision stick. No hype, no cap, just clarity. This ain't just income, it's legacy. Every click, every song I create etches my name where they can't erase. You can doubt, but you gon' see. 10 minutes a day turned into legacy. Now my daughter sees me different, eyes full of fire. She said, Ma, your words lift me higher. This ain't a hustle, it's a heart-led path, where math meets message and message meets math. Community over clicks, value over hype. I ain't here to trend, I'm here to type. Blueprints for the ones still stuck in fear. Let them borrow my belief till their purpose clear. Haters still quiet, but I'm loud with grace. Posting in peace, not a mask on my face. Every bar I drop, every beat I write, I'm freeing the ones with the pain they